So, okay, car video about Nipsey Hussle. Okay. So Nipsey Hussle was shot and killed in LA outside of his Marathon store last night. This shit is whack. It fucking sucks. I really like Nipsey Hussle a lot. I love Lauren London. People know this about me. Like, I really, really used to, like, stand this bitch. And it's whack. Like, it's so whack to me that, like, Nipsey Hussle got shot and killed. Nipsey Hussle is interesting to me because I had mentioned Nipsey Hussle in a video, in one of my Black American videos. It might have been the one with Tim, or it was another one. I had mentioned Nipsey Hussle, and somebody had left a comment that was like, well, Nipsey Hussle is not a DACS, so, like, why are you bigging up Nipsey Hussle? And I said to that person, I was like, Nipsey Hussle is a prime example of what non-descendants of American chattel slavery need to be doing. Nipsey Hussle is Eritrean. He had an Eritrean parent and a Black American parent. So I was like, Nipsey Hussle is a prime example of what, like, people should be doing. We've talked about this previously in terms of, well, what should foreign blacks that come here do? I was like, instead of self-segregating themselves in their own little fucking cliques, clicking the fuck up, what they're supposed to be doing is looking for reciprocity, which is you come here. Nipsey Hussle didn't come here, he was born here, but I'm just saying, like, you come here, or your parents come here, your family members come here for you to have a quote-unquote better life and opportunities, and that for whatever reason, be it music, be it, you know, whatever type of career you end up getting that enables you to get put on, you should be able to turn around and then have reciprocity with the Black Americans, the descendants of American chattel slavery, and give back. And so I had said to the person, I was like, Nipsey Hussle is like a prime example of what I be talking about, of somebody that doesn't just click up with the other Eritreans, or, you know, what have you, and is not only heavily investing back into the community, the Black American community, but is also spreading knowledge, is also opening up businesses, talking about buying the block, talking about group economics, talking about economic empowerment for Black people, for Black Americans, for that historically Black American community in Watts, in Compton, in Leimert Park, in South Central LA. And not just being like, well, I'm just gonna, like, give my money and go, or I'm gonna, like, click up and, like, only put my other people on, but I'm gonna, like, really try to spread knowledge and spread awareness and set up businesses and set up enterprises and get my hands into different things, own my own masters, get into technology, again, get into Black-owned businesses. It was just Black Friday on Friday. Like, I just posted Black-owned business this past Friday, right? So it's just wild to me, like, and there's all these, like, conspiracies going around as to why he died. Like, y'all can have those conspiracy theories, like, he just died yesterday, I don't know, like, I've had people close to me die. I kind of feel like all this, to start immediately talking about, like, all these conspiracies is crass and tasteless to his family, who just lost him literally not even 24 hours ago. I think that shit is fucking whack. Oh shit, fuck, I just got over in the wrong lane. I personally think that shit is whack. I think it's crass and tasteless. Like, at least let him fucking, you know, let them bury him and come to terms with it before we start sending around all these conspiracy theories and whatnot. But I do think people should go and, like, watch interviews, watch some of the things that he had to say. Can we let this man fucking, like, get 24 hours of, like, rest before we start with the fuckery? Like, and, like, here y'all already come with, like, the bullshit and the nonsense. It's just mind-boggling to me. Again, horrible fucking death, horrible loss. I'm really thinking about Lauren London and, like, sending some fucking thoughts her way, because I know she has to be fucking sick right now, and she's had just, like, a really rough time in general. For his family, for his kids, you know. Again, he had, like, all these ventures going, trying to give back to his specific community in LA, which is the Black American community, buy back the Black, build up his community, provide jobs and resources for the Black Americans that live there. And for him to just be gunned down in such a senseless act of violence is just really gross and ridiculous. And my heart's really going out to his family right now. And I'm not engaging in no fucking bullshit, and I'm not about to let y'all engage in no bullshit in the comments either. I will delete your motherfucking comments, absolutely, if y'all try it in this comment section. That's just all I gotta say about that. Like, prayers up for him and his family. And I don't want to hear no conspiracy theories. Like, I love a good conspiracy theory as much as the next person, but like, really, this man just died. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows what was the reason behind it. We can all have our conspiracies and opinions on what happened. It's like some people that are saying, oh, he was killed by like the government for like his message. Oh, he was killed by like people over a business dispute. Oh, he was killed by just like hating ass motherfucking niggas in the hood. It's people that's talking about some just like all types of shit is flying around right now, like, and just like all types of shit. Nobody knows what happened. We might never know what happened. It's people that, no matter, regardless of what story comes out, they're always going to believe what they want to believe. I really don't think that, like, right now is the time and the place for all this. Again, me personally. So, please try to, like, keep that shit out of the comments. Because, like, I'll probably fucking delete your comment if I see it. Because just, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. At the end of the day, this is somebody that gave back to the neighborhood, understood where he came from, understood what was important in terms of Black empowerment, in terms of group economics, in terms of ownership. Again, own his masters, own Marathon, had a whole plan as to how he was gonna provide resources for that Black American community so that people didn't have to turn to gangbanging like he did, which is exactly what we need. Prime example. For his life to get taken away is horrible, and I'm sick. And before I go, I just want to highlight some actionable business plans that Nipsey Hussle was working on. His Buy Back the Block, and Vector 90 initiatives basically involved him buying a block in Slauson, which was where his Marathon store was, but he bought the whole entire block, and he set up Vector 90 there, which is sort of like a shared community workspace. There were like kitchens in there. There were kind of like how, I'm not gonna say it, but like there's another shared workspace that sort of like follows a similar model of how, like, if you need workspace for a day, for a week, for, you know, a couple of hours, you rent the workspace. If you need community space, if you need a kitchen, if you need somewhere to go, you know, sort of like a community resource center that he set up there in Slauson that was called Vector 90. On the Vector 90 website, it's described as a community space, cultural hub, and incubator, which is basically meant to incubate, nourish, encourage, and provide resources for the Black community in Slauson to sort of work and get ideas off the ground, and again, be a source of community resources for where people wanted to go and needed to go, providing something that they needed, and for it to be a space that he owned himself, giving back to the community. Extremely, extremely important. So he described his Vector 90 program and ultimate spaces that he wanted to use. He described them as anchors, right? As community anchors of cultural and work, sort of like hubs. You know, we're going to create these hubs that are going to anchor the communities and are going to provide resources. I think he said like intellectual and creative hubs. I'm going to include all the links to this stuff in the description box as well as in a pinned comment. But the point was about trying to set up these anchors, right? These community anchors that were Black owned, that were meant to provide resources to these underfunded, you know, undernourished Black American communities that ultimately were, you know, driving culture and creating all this cultural capital, that were making all these people rich, but like not empowering the people in the community in any way. To me, this is very reminiscent of a lot of my ideas on global Black strongholds, which I'm working on literature for right now, in terms of creating, again, anchors and communities for the betterment of Black American communities here and global Black strongholds. So throughout the diaspora as well. Super important. I feel like that shit is the most important shit that Nipsey Hussle was working on, and people are just like focusing on like all types of other stuff, which like obviously you could focus on whatever you want, but as I've already said, nobody at this moment in time knows what happened, and I just really want to see like people like his business acumen, his philanthropic work, his ideas about black ownership and empowerment and creating these like cultural hubs is fucking important, right? Like, I want to spread that shit around and talk about that shit. That's some real ass shit. That's some real ass shit. I also want to say that Nipsey Hussle's Vector 90 program reminds me a lot of Black American DACS LeBron James's I Promise School, which is a public school that he opened in his hometown of Akron, Ohio for at-risk, predominantly Black American youth, where they have like uniforms that they're given for free that he pays for, bicycles, helmets that he pays for. They eat breakfast, lunch and dinner at the school. I believe it's like a 7 to 5 day, so they eat breakfast, lunch and dinner at the school, which he pays for. They do job placement after the kids graduate, job training. They do, I also believe that like if the kids get into college, he pays for the tuition. Just like all types of again, like you getting on and getting money, creating infrastructure outside of the pre-existing infrastructure for the Black American youth to thrive and survive. And that's super important work to me. Like that's the future of like Black empowerment, and I think we need to really talk about this type of thing more and focus on it more, which is why I guess made this video, wanted to talk about. So I'll include links to LeBron James's Promise School, information on that for anyone interested, as well in the description box.